Hello, my name is Tracy Allen and I want to welcome you to Cooking with Some Friends. Hello everyone, welcome to Cooking with Some Friends. I am going to show you a recipe for some deep dish cookies, and so I'm starting with, I should have gotten one of them that I didn't spray. I have my cookie rings that I'm going to use on my cookie sheet that has parchment on it, and I sprayed those really well with some nonstick spray. And these are sometimes called muffin rings, but you can use them for your cookies. So to make the dough that I'm going to use, in my bowl I have 1 cup of brown sugar. I'm going to add to that 1 stick plus another half stick of unsalted butter that's softened to room temperature. And then, if you heard that, my husband keeps going by the back door and he sets off the alarm, the motion sensor. And then 1/2 cup of granulated sugar, and I want to cream these together. And I'm preheating my oven to 375. The weather is beautiful here today, so my husband is out painting. And I'm in the house doing what I like to do. I don't know that he likes to paint, but he's doing it anyway. Okay, now that I have those creamed together, I want to go ahead and add into this my eggs, and I have 1 whole egg and 1 egg yolk that I'm going to put in. And I also have a whole tablespoon of vanilla that I want to put in. And I'm going to beat this for about 2 to 3 minutes until it's really light and creamy. Okay, so if you can see the texture, that's what we're going for. So then I'm going to mix my dry ingredients, and I have 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour. To that I want to add my salt and my baking soda, and I have 1/2 teaspoon of each. And I just want to mix those together, and then I'm going to add these to my cream mixture, but just mix until they're incorporated. Don't overdo it. You never want to toughen up the gluten or the protein in the flour. Go half, mix. Now we're done with our mixer. So now I'm going to add my chocolate chips, and I'm just going to stir these in with a spatula. Some of these things out of my way. Scrape down the sides a little bit. Now for your chips, I have 1 cup of semi-sweet chocolate chips. And you're going to do a mixture. And I have 1/2 cup of milk chocolate chips. And then I have a half a cup of bittersweet chocolate. And you can use bittersweet chocolate chips if you want to, or since I don't keep bittersweet chocolate chips around, but I do keep bittersweet chocolate around, I've just broken those up into pieces. About a half a cup. I'm going to mix these in with my spatula. And then I'm going to measure out, for the bigger rings, about 3 ounces. And it'll take less than that for my smaller rings because I have 2 different sizes going here. You can use all one size. I'm just taking these cookies to 2 different places. And so when I make them up, I'm making a variety of sizes. Okay, our chocolate chips are turned in. I'm going to, all mixed in, I'm going to go ahead and add 3 ounces to the bigger rings and about 1.5 ounces to 2 ounces to my smaller rings. I'll show you in a second. So when you're measuring, if you're using the larger rings, the 3 ounces is equal to about 1/3 cup. So I put 1/3 cup of cookie dough, mounted it up in there, and I'm going to just gently flatten it out. It doesn't have to be completely flattened out. Just want to press it down a little bit to fill that ring, okay? So I'm going to finish doing my rings. And like I said, it'll take less than that for the smaller ones. So I'm going to do about 1/2 of this cup for the smaller rings. I've got my oven, like I said, preheating to 375. Oops, that goes in the bigger ring. And once I get these flattened out, there's a small ring left. I had to look to see which ring I had. Once I get these flattened out, I can top these with, before I bake them, and I need to bake them for about 14 to 16 minutes, and then I'm going to let them cool slightly in the ring before I try to remove it. They'll still be warm when I remove, but not hot. So you can top them with a number of things. You can go ahead and get some mini chocolate chips and put those on top. Some mini chips, or you can use sprinkles, or you can use some mini M&Ms. You top it with some kisses, chocolate kisses. If you do the kisses, I'd wait till they're almost done because they'll just melt into a blob of chocolate. But you can do mini chocolate chips. You can just, whatever, sprinkles, whatever you want. So I'm going to finish flattening these out, topping them, putting them in the oven for 14 to 16 minutes, and then I'll show you when I'm ready to remove them. Our cookies are out of the oven, our deep dish cookies, and I'm letting them cool until they're just warm, and then I'll show you taking them out. Our cookies are cool enough now that we can take them from the rings, and you can, if they're too tight in the ring, you can always take a knife and run it around the edge, but I've found that if you just wiggle it enough, they go ahead and come out. As long as you've sprayed them well enough. I put them on the cooling rack to cool. Again, if you shake it just enough, it should release. There you go. Thanks for joining us for this session of Cooking with Some Friends. Make sure you like this video and subscribe to our YouTube channel. And find us on Facebook at Cooking with Some Friends.